An elderly man threw his German Shepherd, Sergeant Rex, off the 15th floor. What happened next would defy belief. Rex was a retired hero, a seasoned K9. He was everything a soldier could ask for: loyal, brave, obedient. But after years of service, his destiny took a turn darker than anyone could imagine. A confused, aging veteran made a tragic decision that couldn't be undone. But no one could have predicted what Rex would do next, nor that a young woman named Isla would enter his shattered life at exactly the right moment. This isn't just a story about survival. It's a story about redemption, loyalty, and an unexpected second chance. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and turn on notifications so you never miss an incredible true story like this one. The scream came first. A woman walking with her toddler in the courtyard below gasped and shouted. A man nearby spilled his coffee and looked up, just in time to catch a flash of something falling fast. Neighbors stared in horror. Some froze. Others ran toward the impact. On the cold concrete beneath a high-rise in downtown Mariton, a German Shepherd lay twisted. Blood pooled slowly beneath him, but to everyone's astonishment, his chest still rose and fell. He was alive. Barely. A teenage boy dropped his skateboard and tore off his hoodie to cover the injured dog. "Somebody call an ambulance." "He's breathing," he shouted, his voice trembling. The building's custodian sprinted over, speaking rapidly into his walkie-talkie. Residents peered out of their windows, phones already recording, some in shock, others murmuring. "He came from the 15th floor," someone said. "Old guy lives there. I think he threw the dog." Apartment 1507. Within minutes, paramedics arrived with a stretcher made for large animals. Rex's breaths were shallow. His ribs were shattered. His front leg dangled unnaturally. His eyes fluttered, but behind the pain, there was something else. Not fear, not even agony, but betrayal. Across town, Isla Morgan hadn't taken a break in hours. As a trauma vet at Mariton Emergency Animal Center, she was used to difficult days. But when she saw the stretcher wheeled in, her heart sank. "What happened?" she asked, snapping on gloves. "Fell from a 15-story building. Possibly pushed," said the paramedic. Isla approached. The dog's ears were cropped, scars marking his body. His muscle tone was extraordinary. His gaze, despite the trauma, was measured. This was no ordinary pet. "This is a K9, she whispered. "No collar, no dog tags." But his body told the story. Battle-hardened, loyal, trained. "Not today," Isla said under her breath. "We're not losing you." Meanwhile, across Mariton, Detective Rowan Vale slammed a file onto his desk. "You're telling me someone pushed a retired military German Shepherd off a balcony?" Officer Diaz nodded grimly. "Neighbors say the owner, Clive Branner, retired Army, was behaving erratically. He hasn't answered the door." Rowan stood up. "Let's go." Inside apartment 1507, Clive Branner sat slumped at his kitchen table, shaking hands, a broken leash at his feet. He didn't mean to hurt Rex. He loved him. But in his fractured mind, ghosts still danced in shadows. He wasn't in Mariton anymore. He was back in Kabul, in Fallujah, on the perimeter. The meds weren't working. I thought he was the enemy," Clive sobbed. A pounding knock at the door broke the silence. "Mr. Branner, this is the police. Please open the door." Clive didn't move, but somewhere deep inside him, a name echoed. Rex. His best friend. His only companion. And now, he had betrayed him. At the clinic, Isla sat beside Rex's cage. IVs ran fluids into his veins. His body was wrapped in gauze. His chest still heaved with slow, shallow breaths. "You didn't deserve this," she whispered. Then she noticed something. A faint tattoo under the fur. Numbers. Military ID. This dog had seen war. He had saved lives. And someone had thrown him away like garbage. Rex had no business being alive. 2 fractured ribs. A broken foreleg. Internal bleeding. A bruised spine. But he was breathing. And now he was fighting. Isla stayed long after her shift ended. The recovery room was quiet, lit only by dim hallway lights. Rex curled in his medical crate, weak but alert. When Isla approached, he didn't flinch. He just watched her. "You're not just a dog," she said, kneeling by the cage. "You're a soldier." She studied the tattoo again, an official K-9 designation. Something deeper reflected in his eyes. Awareness. Maybe even a question. Why did the one I trust betray me? "I don't know what happened to you up there," she continued softly, "but I promise you're safe now." She reached into her coat and placed a small, plush toy inside his cage. Rex nudged it gently, then rested his muzzle on it. The fight wasn't over. The next morning, Detective Rowan returned with fresh information. "No collar, no chip," he said, holding a thin file. But the ID in his ear? It matched a Department of Defense registry. He opened the folder. "His name is Sergeant Rex. 3 tours in Afghanistan. Hero citations." Isla looked up, stunned. Then why was he with Clive Branner? Clive was his last handler. They retired together. "It's allowed in cases of long-term field bonding." Rowan's voice tightened. "Clive's being evaluated. Early-stage dementia. PTSD. Says Rex attacked him. But I don't think he knew where he was." Isla's face hardened. "And now what? Rex gets punished for surviving." Rowan hesitated. "Technically, yes. He's considered government property. They're recommending euthanasia." "Euthanasia?" Her voice cracked. "He's injured. Maybe behaviorally unstable. That's what the report says." "No," she stood abruptly. "No way. He's a hero. He survived hell once. I won't let them do it again. You don't have a say in it." "I'm not asking." Rowan blinked. "I'll file for temporary custody," Isla snapped. "I'm a trauma vet. I can claim medical necessity. And when he's stable, someone who understands him will take him." Rowan gave a faint smile. "You're not like the others." "I don't treat numbers," Isla said quietly. "I treat souls." That night, she stayed again. Rex had eaten a small meal. His eyes now followed her, not with suspicion, but trust. "You're stronger than they think," she whispered, gently stroking around his stitches. His tail moved, just slightly. They didn't know who he was, but Isla did. The next afternoon, Isla sat across from a stern woman in a sharp gray suit. Department of Defense Liaison Officer Dana Hurst. "He's alert, responsive, shows no signs of aggression," Isla explained. "He's healing." Hurst raised a brow. "And yet he allegedly attacked his handler. His handler has dementia." He was confused. Rex didn't attack. He submitted. He let people help him. He could have defended himself. He didn't. "The records show behavioral instability." "The records are wrong," Isla snapped. "Protocol is clear," Hurst replied calmly. "Military dogs who present post-service risk are decommissioned. If no legal adopter comes forward, euthanasia is the final option." "He survived a 15-story fall," Isla cried. "He served 3 deployments. He earned a chance." "You have until Friday," Hurst said. "Midday. If no adoption is finalized, the order proceeds." As the liaison left, Isla stood frozen. Her legs trembled, her chest tight. Back at the clinic, Rex had managed to walk 3 unassisted meters. Jason arrived just as Rex lay back down, exhausted. "Same dog?" he asked, stunned. "Same soul," Isla said. Jason knelt by Rex. "Afghanistan, 2017. You saved lives. I saw your name in every patrol report." Rex nudged Jason's hand gently. Jason blinked. "You're worth saving." A spark of an idea flared in Isla's mind. "Would you adopt him?" she asked. Jason stared, then nodded slowly. "On one condition." "What?" "You stay in his life. He needs us both." Hope returned, for the first time in days. But time was running out. Friday. The word rang in Isla's head like a warning bell. 2 days. That's all they had. Rex was progressing fast. He could now walk a short distance unaided, respond to his name, even wag his tail at familiar voices. But the system didn't care. It wasn't enough. One form, one official stamp, and everything he fought for would be erased. Every morning, Isla worked at the clinic. Every night, she sent emails to senators, veterans groups, animal rights organizations, anyone who might listen. Jason filed his adoption paperwork, citing his clean record, Marine background, and K-9 experience. "They're stalling," Jason said, pacing the hallway. I meet every requirement. What are they afraid of? They're afraid of being responsible, Isla replied grimly. Rex lay nearby, watching them. He could feel the tension. Dogs always know. I don't know how to tell you this, buddy, Isla whispered as she stroked his fur. But we're running out of time. Rex lowered his head onto her lap. The next day, an envelope arrived at the clinic. Jason tore it open. He froze. Application denied, he said, voice hollow. They classified Rex as unfit for rehoming. They want him euthanized by Friday at noon. The air vanished from Isla's lungs. They're really going to kill him, she whispered. He saved lives, Jason growled. And now they want to erase him. Isla didn't sleep that night. But by morning, she had an idea. It was bold. It was public. It might be their only chance. That afternoon, Isla, Jason, and Rex, still limping, stood outside a local news studio. He's not just a dog, Isla said into the camera. He's a veteran. He served this country. He survived a fall that should have killed him. And now the same system that trained him wants to discard him. Jason added, he's a war hero. You don't bury heroes for surviving. The story went viral. Within hours, thousands shared the footage. Comments poured in. Adopt him. He deserves better. My husband served with K9S. This is heartbreaking. Give that dog a medal. By nightfall, the Department of Defense was swamped with calls and emails. Local politicians issued statements. National outlets picked up the story. But at 11:42 a.m. the next morning, 18 minutes before Rex's scheduled execution, Isla's inbox chimed. She opened the email. Order suspended. RE evaluation in progress. She collapsed into her chair, sobbing. Jason let out a breath. We bought him time, he said softly. No, Isla murmured. We bought him hope. For a while, things got better. Rex healed quickly. He walked farther, responded to commands. Jason began training him for a new role as a therapy dog for veterans. But then, Isla's personal phone rang. Blocked number. Dr. Morgan? Yes. Colonel Richard Evans. Department of Military Investigations. We need to speak. Now. It concerns Sergeant Rex. 30 minutes later, Isla and Jason sat across from the colonel in a cold downtown office. Evans slid a file across the desk. We re-examined his military record. There's something you need to see. Inside the file was a mission log from Kandahar, 2019. A dusty forward base. A blurry photo. Chaos. Blood. Rex allegedly attacked a civilian interpreter during an ambush, Evans said. The man died. At the time, the military sealed the report. But now that Rex is in the spotlight, Jason slammed his palm on the desk. That's not justice. That's a cover-up. Evans didn't flinch. We're reopening the case. Until then, rehabilitation is suspended. No adoption. No media use. You're scapegoating him, Isla said. He was protecting his unit. That's not for you to decide, doctor. Back at the clinic, Isla broke down. Jason paced. They want to justify killing him, he said. They've been waiting for a reason. There was one medic, Isla whispered. One other survivor from that mission. His name's on the report. He lives in Texas. Jason nodded. Then we're going. They flew with Rex under medical clearance, barely beating the official suspension order. They found the medic, Eli Grantham, on a rural ranch outside Houston. One prosthetic leg, eyes full of stories. He knelt when he saw Rex. The dog sniffed, then licked his hand. You remember me, huh? Eli smiled. Tell us what happened, Isla pleaded. Was Rex responsible? Eli's face darkened, then softened. No, that interpreter betrayed us. He was relaying our positions. I saw a grenade on his vest. He paused. Rex didn't attack a civilian. He stopped a killer. He saved all of us. Then why didn't you speak up? They told me not to. Said it would cause unrest. Said he was just a dog. Jason's jaw clenched. He wasn't just a dog. He was a soldier. Eli nodded. Still is. I'll testify. That night, Eli's affidavit landed in military inboxes across Washington. It was direct, unshakable. Sergeant Rex, exonerated. Isla burst into tears. Jason hugged her. Rex barked softly, like he knew. His final battle had been won. 6 months later, at the Silverleaf Veterans Recovery Center, a German shepherd wearing a blue vest gently approached a young soldier in a wheelchair. He rested his head on the man's knee and waited. The soldier smiled through his tears. He'd found his partner. Rex had a new mission now, healing the broken, standing guard over souls in pain. Isla watched from a distance, misty-eyed. Jason stood beside her. "You gave him back his purpose," he said. She shook her head. "No, he gave us back ours." Sergeant Rex had been thrown away, but love brought him back. If this story moved you, hit that like button, share it with someone who believes in second chances, and comment below. Do you think Sergeant Rex deserved more than just survival? And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful, real-life stories of resilience, love, and loyalty. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update.